You may resume your seats. I'd like to introduce our platform party here today. We have Dr. Orla Flynn, President, ATU, Dr. Billy Bennett, Vice President for Academic Affairs and Registrar, Dr. Michelle Glacken, Vice President, Students, Teaching and Learning and Registrar, Una Parsons, Head of College and Head of Faculty of Engineering and Design, Dr. Amanda McCloat, Head of St. Angela's Campus, Dr. Sean Duffy, VP for Integration, Professor Jacqueline McCormack, VP for Equality, Diversity and Inclusion and Online Development, Dr. Tomás Smith, Head of Faculty of Science, Declan Crell, Assistant Registrar, and our faculty staff, Professor Neville McClenahan, Dr. Fiona Crowe, Dr. Helen Maguire, Dr. Evelyn McManus, and I'd also like to extend a warm welcome to John Daffy, Governing Body Member, Yulia Bokchanovska, Governing Body Member and President of our Students' Union, and also our academic colleagues from the University of Galway for some of our joint programmes, and visitors from the Irish MedTech SkillNet. I now, Tomás McGowan, Conan Shermonish Bronta Oscailt. I call on Dr. Tomás Smith, Head of Faculty of Science, to open the conferring ceremony.
Presidents, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, our colleagues who have made the short journey across from St. Angela's campus, and graduates, it is a pleasure and an honour for me, on behalf of the governing body and the university staff, to welcome you to this graduation ceremony between ATU Sligo and ATU St. Angela's. My name is Dr. Thomas Smith and I'm the Head of Faculty of Science at ATU. I want to congratulate each and every one of you on reaching this important milestone in your career. I welcome you, your friends and your families, both here present in the arena and online, who have supported you during this journey. I know many of you come from far and wide, and some of you are on our campus for the very first time, as many of you study online with us. Firstly, we should acknowledge the challenging journey you've taken. Many of you started your programme under a cloud of uncertainty 4 years ago, under a hybrid model, and then for better or worse, transitioned to the wonderful harsh reality of 9 a.m. lectures on campus. For others, it was the balancing of your studies with family commitments, work, and even the odd bit of socialising that you may have been involved in. But today, we celebrate not the end of the journey, but the beginning of an exploration. One that will be guided by the innate curiosity each of you carries within. If there's anything education teaches us, it's that every answer only leads to 100 more questions, which is both equally exhilarating and terrifying at the same time. Higher education isn't an easy path. You face challenges every step of the way, combined with uncooperative experiments or data, deadlines that arrive too quickly, and lectures where your brain involuntarily checked out early. To those of you who have spent countless hours trying to make sense of theories, decipher complex statistics, or let's be honest, figuring out why your experimental data refused to replicate, congratulations. You did it. You survived, you thrived, and today you graduate not only with the knowledge, but with an ability to question and explore. You've also learned some of the most valuable lessons higher education has to teach: resilience, adaptability, and perseverance, the skills that didn't appear in the programme brochure. As a graduate, you may hear terms like welcome to the real world, but let me remind you that the very applied nature of the programmes at ATU means that you've been studying the real world all along. However, our learning doesn't have a finish line, only new beginnings, and each new discovery adding new information to the pyramid of knowledge. The world around us is moving faster than ever, and as you graduate, you now enter the field of lifelong learners as you attempt to keep pace with these developments. Therefore, you should embrace lifelong learning. As exhausting as it may sound, keep feeding that thirst for knowledge. Just as your family and friends have an immense sense of pride in you today, so too do your lecturers. They've been there to challenge and support you throughout this journey also. Students graduating here today are from 2 faculties that encompass all 9 campuses of ATU, and there is a vast array of new and exciting developments, far too many to detail here. But I do want to acknowledge some of the highlights this year. On this campus, we opened a new science building on the B block. It'll be the nice dark building as you go over for refreshments, which is designed to accommodate advanced research, science, and IT facilities. This year, we also signed an MOU with the HSE in the West and Northwest region, aimed at increasing graduates to meet the workforce shortages, increasing research collaboration, and upskilling and professional development of staff. During this academic year, the National Institute of Bioprocessing Research and Training, NIBRD, commemorated the 15th anniversary of its partnership with ATU. What began as a collaboration of a single course has flourished into a dynamic relationship encompassing over 20 higher level courses, reflecting growth and success of this strong academic partnership. We also had the recent announcement by Minister O'Donovan in relation to a new Masters of Pharmacy, and pending the required professional accreditation, it is expected that the first intake of students for this programme will be in September 25, enabling students to stay in this region to study. ATU is not stopping there. We have a range of other traditionally high points courses in development across the various campuses, so please keep checking our social media channels. However, it's important to point out that it's not all about the CAO. Our remit is to provide alternative pathways to higher education, and this continues as we now have students that are coming through the national tertiary education pathways. For example, students have completed year one in 3 regional FE colleges last year and have now progressed into the BSc in Honours in General Nursing on the St Angela's, Donegal and Mayo campuses. In the Department of Life Sciences, we also have the first graduates of the ATU's new innovative workplace-based BSc in Industrial Applied Sciences and the BSc Honours in Applied Industrial Sciences degree. Programs which facilitate full-time upskilling, reskilling, and importantly, attaining add-on qualifications in 1 year in the place of work. On the St Angela's campus, we have the new postgraduate diploma in science in community mental health nursing, which provides a direct route to clinical nurse specialists. We have the postgrad diploma in education and home economics, which is there to provide upskilling of out-of-field home economics teachers. And we also have a postgraduate diploma in cognitive behaviour and psychotherapy. And my last one is the Masters of Arts in Contemporary Innovation in Education. So that's just a flavour of some of the recent developments, but we need to be aware that these don't happen by chance. They happen by the hard work and endeavour of all staff across all functions in ATU. One upcoming event we'd like you to have a look at is our Science Sligo Festival, which runs between the 10th to the 15th of November, starting with the open day on Sunday the 10th. We hope that we'll ignite the curiosity in the next generation of future people that will be graduating with us. So finally, to you, the graduates, you are armed with the tools to make a difference. Trust your instinct, follow the evidence, and wherever you go, take pride in what you know, and stay open to what you have yet to learn. The world needs your curiosity, your intelligence, your courage, now more than ever, to address regional, national, and global challenges. We are all excited to see the incredible things that you will do, discover, design, and develop. As lifelong learners, it's not goodbye, but see you later. Thank you, and congratulations.
Anis Irim ar an Dr. Orla Nilain, Uachtar an Ulscoil Technoliachta an Atlantic. Gradam a Vrona ar na Fódla Mary a Vronan an Ulscoil con na Crutha sin. Agus Irim ar an Dr. Limo Benéid, Lasu Uachtar an Gnohi Ada Coola, agus Clarahor na Hirahorhi a Cur Ilohar. I call on Dr. Orla Flynn, President of Atlantic Technological University, to confer awards on the learners presented by the university for that purpose. And I ask Dr. Billy Bennett, Vice President for Academic Affairs and Registrar, to present the candidates.
De bhua an údarás atá díolsethe in Ulscoil Technoliachta an Atlantic. Brunam leis seo doctaní ar na Fallamóí a bhaint amach an chaidán de na doctaní sin, agus iarm go gcuirfar na Fallamóí sin í láthair cuam. can gomronig me a bar chema arhu go fadamiul. By virtue of the authority vested in Atlantic Technological University, I hereby confer awards on the learners who have achieved the standard determined for those awards, and I ask that those learners be presented to me so that I may formally present them with their parchment.
Uachtarán, chuir me láthair chuait na hiarrthóirí seo halanas a bhfuil a dorthaí scrúdathe dleachta agus de bhachtaní le bhéle sé a seacht a hocht a né agus a dé den chraith náisiúnta cáilíochtaí a bheith ceadathe ag comhairle acadúil ollscoil technoliacht an Atlantic. President, I present to you the following candidates whose examination results have been adopted and awards at levels 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10 of the National Framework of Qualifications have been approved by the Atlantic Technological University Academic Council.
I call on Professor Neville McLenaghan, Department of Life Science, to present the candidates from this department.
Before I begin, I'd like to acknowledge representatives from our partner universities. Some of our degrees that are offered today are joint awards with Ulster University and University of Galway. So I'd like to acknowledge the representatives that have joined us here today and indeed distinguished guests from industry. So I'm calling first Higher Certificate in Science in Good Manufacturing Practice and Technology. The first candidate, Christian Bogatu. In absentia. Petra Bubakova. In absentia. Michael Feely. Diego Luz. Peter McSharry. Alison Elizabeth Nilio, in absentia. Camila Schmidt, in absentia. David Slovic, in absentia. Deirdre Stewart. Marta Seseska, in absentia. The Bachelor of Science in Applied Industrial Science, Elaine Morrissey, in absentia. Clodagh O'Brien. The Bachelor of Science Honours in Applied Industrial Science, Ben Bustard, in absentia. Then we have the Bachelor of Science in Biomedical Science. The first candidate, Ozo Wazian Ajabode, in absentia. Samuel Chapman, in absentia. Aisling Durkin. Claudia Gallen. Eve Gilmartin. Niall Gonley. Thomas Utsma. Taylor Jamier. Kamandeep Kaur. Rachel Kirby, in absentia. Camille Matonsi. Aoife McCormack, Aoife Minahan, Gustav McCulloch, Diego Rojas Lopez in absentia, Maggie Farley, Samuel Velsic in absentia. Next, Bachelor of Science Honours in Biomedical and Bioindustrial Science, Nissa Henderson. And Shauna McIlerney. Bachelor of Science Honours in Medical Biotechnology, Ifa Akbar. Mariam Arif. Neve Barry. Jean-Pierre Bieslik. Emmett Bowers. Rachel Boyd. Luke Burr. Kira Casey. Christina Cheslerova. Jamie Clark. Brian Costello. Susan Deng in absentia. Cora Douglas. Sarah Ford in absentia. Kira Gillespie. Owen Hanrahan. Dominic Hidalgo. Victoria Jedrell. Kirsty Kelly Kenny. Lorna McHugh. Cynthia Andaluva. Michael Owlett in absentia. Genevieve Savard in absentia. Maria Sibuzo. Francesco Zampiri. Agnieszka Świerska. ask if you could join me for a round of applause for all the candidates called to swear. Okay, next we have the Bachelor of Science in Pharmaceutical Science, Baranda Budo, in absentia. Aaron Demicolli. Dominic Evans, in absentia. Niall Gilsnanen, in absentia. Justina Mesfin Seb Eg Aziz, in absentia. David West, in absentia. Bachelor of Science in Pharmaceutical Science with Drug Development, Katie Bolas. Killian Feeney. Shannon Flynn. Sean Kiernan. Marianne Polani, in absentia. Chloe Roddy. Next we have Bachelor of Science Honours in Pharmaceutical Science with Drug Development, Rebecca Ballantyne. Nathan Brewer. Genevieve Canning. Dan Carroll. James Conley. Daniel Conway. Alan Crawley. Keelan Coombs. Halima Fahi Zula. Nicole Gallagher. Adam Gray, in absentia. Brenna Hart, in absentia. Jennifer Keane. Patul Matan. Anissa McBrien. Kira Malloy. Tara Mons. Aaron Murray Burke. Eugene Omo Ifo. Stephen Sheridan. Aaron Tempany. Dominic Tomasek. Jennifer Ugbuku. Daria Ushinska. Donica Wall. Ellie Whelan. Daniel Vitek in absentia. So if we could have a round of applause for those candidates just called. Next, we have our online Bachelor of Science in Biopharmaceutical Science, and the first candidate, Rita Caboni. Second candidate, Machi Haraboskli. Eva Kurik in absentia. Thomas Farley. Abigail Gallagher. Tetiana Evanachiva. Monica Kachperik in absentia. John Keane. Mark Keane. Orla Keating in absentia. Darren Kelly in absentia. Enda Kenny in absentia. Ryan Lloyd. Ivana Lukic in absentia. Andrew Linsky in absentia. Joe Madden in absentia. Thomas Maguire in absentia. Anna Marino in absentia. Marina Marinova in absentia. Yolyn Mokorena in absentia. Ian Monagher in absentia. Siobhan Navin. Connor O'Mahony. Silva O'Copian in absentia. Kevin Riley in absentia. Marek Solar. Claire Swan. Martin Talbot in absentia. Thomas Timlin. Rory Tobin in absentia. Rebecca Walsh in absentia. And Suzanne Walsh. Next, Bachelor of Science Honours in Biopharmaceutical Science, Ade Damola Aramu. Julian Big in absentia. Bianca Beerson in absentia. Eliana Castillo in absentia. Breda Kokoran. Gary Dunley in absentia. Kingsley Eze. Para Combs, Christina Jovic in absentia, Mina Corhone, Manyeka Sakadi, Selena O'Sullivan in absentia, Hayden Sims in absentia, Jonathan Walsh, Michaela Saboro Vinova, and if we could have a round of applause for those graduates, thank you. Okay, next we have the Higher Diploma in Science and Medical Device Regulatory Affairs and Quality, Qatar J. Nabar in absentia, Kira Burke, Paul Costello in absentia, Catherine Fahy in absentia, Sarah Farrell in absentia, Kieran Farron in absentia, Maria Feeney, Anna Haula, Amin Ibrahim in absentia, Kathleen King, Mal Gorzata Lees in absentia, Cathal McNamara in absentia, Michelle Monaghan in absentia, Michael Moynihan, Magdalena Oranchuk, Monica Pardini in absentia, Boenza Pavlovska in absentia, Eva Ryan, Anna Marie Shocknessy in absentia, Laura Walsh in absentia, Mal Gorzata Varangensen in absentia, Charlene West in absentia. So next up we have the Bachelor of Science in Forensic Investigation and Analysis. First candidate, Rowan Clerkin. Jordan Farham. Samia Gul. Irene Lavelle in absentia, and Rose McCurry. Next we have the Bachelor of Science Honours in Forensic Investigation and Analysis, Geminat Brema. Aoife Brennan Grennan. Rachel Brown. Kaelin Costello. Blessing Edward. Joshua Gallen. Crystal Hermasura. Holly Hunt O'Reilly. Anastasia Carcotta. Amelia Majkruska. Emily Martin. Kundai Marimba. Bláthín McDonald. Oisin McEntee. Lily McGuinn. Shona McKenna, in abstentia. Mia McLaughlin. Kelsey Mills. Queen Muda. Elaine Ninia. Kieran O'Reilly, apologies. Vlada Rubica. And if we could have a round of applause for those candidates. Okay, next is the postgraduate diploma in biopharmaceutical science. Tara Lyons, in abstentia. Audrey Meenan, in abstentia. Barry O'Hay, in abstentia. Matthew Tang, in abstentia. The postgraduate diploma in science and medical device regulatory affairs. Dermot Lynch, in abstentia. And Milika Nessia Kozumara, in abstentia. The postgraduate diploma in science and biopharmaceutical science validation and digitalization. Olalikan Bolo Runduru, in abstentia. Conor Crowley, in abstentia. Cian Gamley, in abstentia. Michael Holton. Yvonne Cairns, in abstentia. Darius Mikovic, in abstentia. Abiola Oshilaja. Ananthru Raju, in abstentia. Louise Roche, in abstentia. Francesco Rutilli. Sarah Scully. Aaron Wilson, in abstentia. Next, the Master of Science in Biopharmaceutical Science, Paul Brickley. Jonathan Doyle. Andreas Lubick, in abstentia. Adam Millen, in abstentia. Siobhan O'Connor, in abstentia. Eleanor O'Riordan, in abstentia. Kieran Patel, in abstentia. And Suzanne Rothalee, in abstentia. Next, we move to the Master of Science in Biopharmaceutical Processing, Kieran Barrett in absentia. And then we have the Master of Science in Bioprocessing, Pathan Ahim Ad Khan. Kishore Butt. Krista George. Presimul George. Anne Giju. Delwyn Ignatius. Nalina James. Xavier Jeremiah Arul Prakash. Abasan Joshi. Mijil Martin. Emna Mohammed. Kishore Muli in absentia. Kisava Pasal Putti. Leopold. Athira Paulson. Rahul Rajan Aaron Menon. Jinu Roy. Peter Hamisi Safari in absentia. Bisam Salim. Panikar Shruti Sheji. Anita Thomas. So if we could take a round of applause for the graduates. Okay, next we have the Master of Science in Industrial Pharmaceutical Science, Ilolo Arthur Akabali in absentia, Pranjali Bajev in absentia, Jill Cunningham, Paul Cusack in absentia, Mark Dillon, Kieran Dunn in absentia, Laura Dunn, Aisling Evans, Colin Fogarty in absentia, Mohammed Gangat in absentia, Rachel Highland, Davina Jose in absentia, Bail Jeet Corey in absentia, Denise Lawler in absentia, Edwina Matthews, Heather McCulloch Enos, Matthew Michael in absentia, Anil Minhas, Rory O'Grady, Cyril Okoli in abstentia, Elizabeth Purcell, Carty Cahan, Prue Ruth Showman, Aoife Ricard in abstentia, Philip Reardon, Syed Siddiqa, Adriana Stefan, Mithun Kumar Sukani, Shauna Tai in abstentia, Natia Urud Shazi, Tarani Jaramathi, Christy Esel, next we have the Master of Science in Medical Technology Regulatory Affairs, Cian Casey, Elaine Dunworth, Orla Gunning, Dylan Hughes, Edward Highland, Sarah Mee, Duncan O'Reilly, and Nicole O'Shea. So if we could have a round of applause for those candidates, please. So that completes the graduates from the Department of Life Sciences. Thank you.
I'd like to warmly welcome all the graduates and their families from the postgraduate programmes in the School of Education in ATU St Angela's. We'll start with the Postgraduate Diploma in Arts in Professional Studies in Special Educational Needs, Orla Bradley, in abstentia. Elizabeth Byrne. Rachel Byrne, in abstentia. Kate Clohessy, in abstentia. Teresita Espaldon, in abstentia. Katrina Fox Murray, in abstentia. Niamh Langan, in abstentia. Stephen Malone, in abstentia. Anya McGloins, in abstentia. Brian O'Leary, in abstentia. We'll move to the programme Postgraduate Diploma in Arts in Special Education. David Bartley, in abstentia. Melissa Brady. Donecha Brennan. Sinead Breslin. Michelle Buchanan, in abstentia. Brona Burns, in abstentia. Laura Byrne. Edwina Cahill, in absentia. Claire Collins. Sinead Commons. Sarah Connolly. Kevin Crotty, in absentia. Sinead Currams, in absentia. Emma Curtis, in absentia. Raymond Egan, in absentia. Alan Flatley, in absentia. Marie Foran, in absentia. Diane Gagan, in absentia. Clara Goldrick, in absentia. Emer Harley. Leanne Hughes. Ruth Hunter, in absentia. Roisin Johnston, in absentia. Pamela Kelly. Paul Kelly. Sinead Lennon, in absentia. Patricia Lydon. Thrace Lynch, in absentia. Kathy May. Finbar McAvenue, in absentia. Claire McDade, in absentia. Edel MacDonald. Felicity McElroy, in absentia. Elaine McGinty, in absentia. Patricia Murta, in absentia. Coich Nichuroin. Chloe Rankin. Idel Riley, in absentia. Paul Ruan. My apologies, Paula. Claire Salmon. Aveen Scanlon. Danielle Scanlon. Jane Seary, in absentia. Deborah Shanahan Spallin, in absentia. Jamie Ty, in absentia. Emmett Tour. I will now ask the graduates of the Postgraduate Diploma in Arts in Special Education and the Postgraduate Diploma in Arts in Professional Studies in Special Education to stand for a round of applause. The Postgraduate Diploma in Arts in Special Educational Needs Autism, Aisling Bowen, in absentia. Sinead Brennan, in absentia. Melissa Carey, in absentia. Alma Carton. Niamh Cullen, in absentia. Gillian Fowler Titley, in absentia. Niamh Meany, in absentia. Tara Noctor. Yvonne Shields. Postgraduate Diploma in Arts in Specific Learning Difficulties, William Hickey, in absentia. The Master of Arts in Contemporary Innovations in Education, Fiona Cairns Coleman. The Master of Arts in Special Education, Michelle Kelly. And I will now ask the graduates of the Postgraduate Diploma in Arts in Special Educational Needs Autism, the Postgraduate Diploma in Arts in Specific Learning Difficulties, the Master of Arts in Contemporary Innovations in Education, and the Master of Arts in Special Education to stand for a round of applause. I now call on Dr. Helen Maguire, Head of School of Home Economics, to present the candidates from this school.
I'm delighted to welcome the graduates of the Professional Diploma in Education in Home Economics and their guests. First candidate, Joanne Byrne. Marie Condon. Jack Donnelly, in absentia. Leal Eakins. Patrick Hammond, in absentia. Michelle McGee, in absentia. Karen Moran, in absentia. Jamie Murphy, in absentia. Gráinne Newman, in absentia. Sorcha Ní Flaherty, in absentia. Sinead O'Hagan. Rosemary O'Shaughnessy, in absentia. Francina O'Sullivan, in absentia. Tracy Rogers. Aoife Scully, in absentia. I invite all of the graduates of the Professional Diploma in Education and Home Economics to stand for a round of applause. I call on Dr. Evelyn McManus, Head of School of Nursing, Health Sciences and Disability, to present the candidates from this school.
I'm delighted to welcome the graduates from our School of Nursing, Health Sciences and Disability Studies. The Bachelor of Science Honours in Nursing Midwifery International, Agatha Addo. Constance Ayapong. Forlin Aya. Chisholm Okoye. Kate Udenwook, in absentia. The Postgraduate Diploma in Science in Applied Health and Wellness Coaching, Clodagh Marr, in absentia. Lorraine Maxwell. Siobhan Meehan. The Postgraduate Diploma in Science in Community Mental Health Nursing, Abanabola Akinga, in absentia. Zanib Allison. Folasadi Ayanali. Ayindi, I beg your pardon. Enya Burns, in absentia. Carla Brown. Sinead Burke. Anya Bird. Shauna Carey. Kieran Carey, in absentia. Janet Dandy. Aideen Dunn, in absentia. Shauna Ferguson. Nollivan Gondaloop, in absentia. Grania Loughlin. Alison Lyons, in absentia. Nicola McGoldrick. Aoife Newman. Lynette Nyakudi. Kelly O'Connor. The Professional Diploma in Science and Nursing Studies, Geraldine O'Brien, in absentia. The Master of Health Science in International Healthcare Management, Claire Foley. Eki Udememba, sorry. I invite the graduates of the Bachelor of Science International, the Postgraduate Diploma in Applied Health and Wellness Coaching, the Postgraduate Diploma in Community Mental Health Nursing, the Postgraduate Diploma in Science and Nursing Studies, and the Master of Health Science and International Healthcare Management to stand as we give you a round of applause.
I call on Dr. Thomas Smith to present the candidates for the award of research degrees.
I have the honour to present Conan Bole for admission to degree of Doctor of Philosophy, and I ask President Dr. Orla Finn to confer a degree upon him. His supervisor was Dr. Illich Breen, and I ask her to come forward with her student.
The title of Connell's thesis was "The Novel Technology A3IS Offers a Potential Solution for preventing and treating hospital and medical device-related infections in an effort to combat antibiotic resistance.
I have the honour to present Helen Herbert for admission to the degree of Doctor of Philosophy, and I ask President Dr. Orla Flynn to confer a degree upon her. Her supervisors were Dr. Eva Campion and Dr. Nicholas Tuesday, and I ask them to come forward with their student.
The title of Helen's thesis was Homeostasis Preservation in Human Cell Lines with Microalgae.
I call up the winners of the Academic Excellence Awards, and I ask Dr. Billy Bennett, Vice President for Academic Affairs and Registrar, and Dr. Michelle Glacken, Vice President for Students Teaching and Learning and Registrar, to present the graduates with their award. And if the Academic Excellence winners would just come up here to the side of the stage, please. I call on Thomas Smith to call the names of the award winners in the Faculty of Science on the Sligo campus.
The following graduates have achieved the highest academic excellence within the Department of Life Sciences. Amelia Majukrowski, Bachelor of Science Honours in Forensic Investigation and Analysis. Lorna McHugh, Bachelor of Science Honours in Medical Biotechnology. Brenna Hart, Bachelor of Science Honours in Pharmaceutical Sciences with Drug Development. In absentia, I call upon Dr. Amanda McCloat, Head of College St Angela's, to call the names of award winners from St Angela's campus.
The following graduates have achieved the highest academic excellence within the School of Education, and I warmly congratulate Michelle Kelly, Master of Arts in Special Education. The following graduate has achieved the highest academic excellence within the School of Home Economics, Karen Moran for the professional development in education in home economics, and unfortunately Karen cannot be with us today.
And congratulations to all the new graduates of Atlantic Technological University 2024. And in keeping with tradition, you now may move the tassel to the left-hand side of your mortarboard. Iramar and Dr. Orla Nilain and Uchtron Kriach Carlesh and Ochod Shaw. I ask Dr. Orla Flynn, our President, to make the closing address.
Garmagad Émar, Dú Yív a cur the Galéir. Is mór na Nordum fáilte criúil a cur roimh. Fáilte go dtí campa Sligo an Ollscoil Technoliacht an Atlantic, agus fáilte chuigách Lína. Ladies and gentlemen, members of governing body, esteemed faculty members, proud families, honoured guests, and most importantly, you, our wonderful new graduates of ATU. Welcome to this evening's graduation ceremony, and a really special welcome to those of you joining us online. I know many of you will have studied online, and that can often be a very lonely place, but we do have many people joining us online as well for this ceremony. To the parents, guardians, and families here today, thank you for entrusting us with the education of these wonderful individuals. Your support has played a vital role in their success. And all afternoon, we've been applauding our new graduates. So I might now ask you, our new graduates, to rise and maybe face your supporters and give them a little round of applause as a thank you. So, Bulabos, please, for the supporters. You are all now part of our growing family of alumni, and it's lovely to see many of you wearing our alumni pin. And if you didn't get one, there's probably more over in the reception afterwards. But this year alone, ATU will have graduated close to 5,000 people. So 5,000 people will have received parchments from us this year, and that makes an enormous impact on the region, a hugely positive impact on society. And in our 2.5 years of existence, we've been especially focused on the needs of the people of our region. And it's been wonderful last November to have welcomed our the St. Angela's team into our family as well, and that's a lovely new development. Dr. Smith spoke about the recent announcements in veterinary medicine and pharmacy, and all of these things are evidence of our commitment to the region. My thanks and congratulations to everybody involved in all of that hard work, and there's still a lot more work to do in the months ahead. And speaking of potential and positive impact, I salute the dedication and resilience that each one of you has demonstrated throughout your academic journey. Today is a day of celebration, it's a day of reflection, but it's also a day of anticipation. And for all of us here, faculty and colleagues, it's a moment of great pride and joy. It's a day to look back on the challenges that you've overcome, the growth you've experienced, and maybe most of all, the memories that you've made. And while many of you are already working, I encourage you to carry with you the values that we've tried to instill in you during your time here. Our new strategic plan is now on our website, but our values are listed as inclusion, respect, trust, ambition, collaboration, and innovation. It is this spirit of innovation, the ambition to do your very best, and most of all, the importance of respect and community. These are values that will guide you through the challenges and triumphs that lie ahead. You've already demonstrated your ability to collaborate, to adapt, and to persevere. And those are also qualities that will serve you well as you move on into the next chapter of your lives, not just in the workplace, but in society as a whole. And we as a society need those qualities and values now, perhaps more than ever before. And in conclusion today, I want to thank all the staff involved in your ATU, well, IT Sligo and St. Angela's, whoever was involved in your journey, right up from the very first moment that you entered our doors, right up till today. as well as to everybody who helped make today's ceremony so special. Congratulations again to our class of 2024, Cogarda Sarish, gur Mila Magwив agus Canary and Taliv Glare.
I ask the Academic Excellence Award winners, research students and their guests to come for photographs immediately after the ceremony. We hope you enjoyed the ceremony and get a chance to celebrate with family and friends and enjoy some local hospitality. Gurav Mahagiv Galair agus Buntanav as an Godella than law. Respected guests, fellow academics, ladies and gentlemen, this concludes the meeting for the purpose of conferring awards on the graduates of the Atlantic Technological University. And I now request you all to rise for the closing recession while the conferring party, academic staff and invited guests leave the hall.